Hello everyone, once again let me welcome you to Riding Tiger with Arijit, and today I have got another tiger from Bengal. Well, of course, I'll give a small introduction why we call this show as Riding Tiger. Of course, I used to say that entrepreneurship is basically about riding on the top of a tiger, and that's correct, that's true. When you start your business, this is basically a never-ending journey. So when you start your journey, you need to feed your business, and your business is your tiger. If that's hungry, of course, it's gonna either eat you or you need to kill it. That's life. And when you want to feed it, you need raw meat, blood. That's for an entrepreneur is the sweat, and that food is making money. So it's a remarkable journey, a lot of excitement and a lot of passion, a lot of risk that an entrepreneur takes. And I have got an amazing entrepreneur whom I know for so many years during their starting days. I'm really, really happy the kind of work that they are doing. Welcome, Biswajit, to Riding Tiger.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks for giving this opportunity, sir.
Pleasure. Biswajit is actually from the city of Joy. Of course, he's massively doing all over India work, and the kind of work that they do is pretty bit of interesting. They started something which is completely disruptive long time back when India didn't had a lot of rules and regulation about drones. And that time they were talking about giving training to people about how to create drones, how to fly, how to manage. And eventually they actually updated and uplifted their own business model. Now I'm sure they are doing more and more work with defense, with police, with so many things, disaster management, long list. Biswajit, please enlighten us what exactly you do, and please share how you started your journey.
So thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. So, so first of all, sir, I would like to explain like what we are doing now, sir, like how we have evolved, sir. Like now we design solutions involving drones and implement it for a specific industry problem and then replicate it with the same players of the industry. So like this, we have created many solutions for defense industry that has been replicated from last three and a half years in Kashmir, in eastern side. And we are very proud to say that we have received numerous appreciation letters from Army headquarters, different corps. This has been really a great motivation that you can say drove us to, you can say, come up with more solutions for the agricultural industry, as well as for, like you have already mentioned, like disaster and mapping industry, sir. So like I'll call myself as an lucky enough to have, you can say, co-founders like Ritesh and Devojit, like who have their own expertise in sales, marketing, operations, and also they handle it quite well, sir. And we have been learning every day. We started off with a brand called EduRate, sir, which you have already mentioned. Like we used to train, we never had that enough fund to, you can say, put in to get those costly drone components. So we thought of, you can say, imparting trainings, and then the revenue that we generated was then channelized for our survival and then for our R&D. And I hope, sir, you remember the first pitch that we made was back in 2016.
Yes,
so when you were the judge, and like it was like NASCOM's event, sir.
Right. And I actually ripped all of you guys. I remember that part.
Yes, sir. It was nice, sir.
So interesting story, how exactly you guys started. For an example, out of the blue, why drone making training came in the picture. What's your background, Biswajit, and what is the background of your co-founders? How did you start in this journey? If you just talk about that.
Yes, sir. Frankly speaking, I never wanted to be an entrepreneur. I'll say that I'm an accidental entrepreneur, sir. None of my co-founders ever expected that they will have a startup and we'll work together. It all started, sir, back in 2015, sir, when I was getting trained in OTA Chennai. It's an army institute where they train young officers for a period of around 11 months. And once you complete, then you get commissioned in army and in the multiple branches. So since I was from the aeronautical branch, I had a touch, and like from my childhood days, I've been into NCC's air wing, where we used to make aero models. And also I was closely, you can say, in touch, and it was my hobby of making, you can say, small aero models, gliders and all, and flight. But I never had that, you can say, you can say, desire to start some company and all. So my life was going good. I was chill. I did my engineering, and then immediately, while I was, you can say, pursuing my final semester, I got, you can say, recommended and selected for the army branch, and I was getting trained over there. Unfortunately, I met with an accident. I was hospitalized, and then I was medically boarded out. After that, it's almost now, I had to spend around 3.5 months in hospital. Had to, you can say, go for 2-3 surgeries of my knee, some 2 major surgeries and 1 minor surgery. And I came back. I'm from Guwahati. So I came back home, and like, when you have, from my childhood days, I always wanted to be a aviator, a helicopter pilot. It was like I almost lost my hope and everything, but yes, I met Ritesh. Ritesh was, you can say, working in Bajaj, and he applied for RBI. He even cleared the RBI grade 1 exam, and he was about to appear his final, you can say, interview for RBI. So like, I met him during Durga Puja in Kolkata, and like, we were discussing about like, how's he doing and all, means whether he was liking his job and all. And then we came out with like, let's do something. So I had the only knowledge of drones, and Ritesh was very good in marketing, sales and all, and he has been selling stuffs from our school days. He's my school friend, childhood friend, and so he will be selling all, you can say, out of box things. He'll create some, you can say, some, you can say, stuffs that we used to use in our school days, and he used to, you can say, sell them out to among the friends. So he always had that knack of, you can say, selling things, marketing things very nicely. And one of our other co-founder who joined us back in 2017-18, Debojit, he's also from the same class. We all were school friends. He was working in ITC. After pursuing his mechanical engineering, he got recruited, and he was handling the entire ITC production branch. So he had got a good understanding of how manufacturing processes are handled, and he was taking care of the operations part in that vertical. So this is how, sir, we all started. And even Ritesh, you can say, I won't say he lied, but yes, he didn't, you can say, disclose that he got, you can say, selected for the RBI, you can say, interview. But later his parents came to know about it when they received a letter of the interview. But it was nice, sir. Now we have been doing good. Yes, sir. So this is how we start off with our journey, sir.
This is how you created your dream team and people actually joined. And whenever I talk about creating team, in the market, I mean, there is a misconception. People feel that team is equivalent to your employees. So you have been running your business for last, I think, over 5 years, Biswajit. So
Yes,
what
sir.
is your experience about defining someone who is becoming your employee versus your real team? It can be your co-founders, it can be someone who probably joined as a employee, but eventually became a leader in your company and took a lot of pain. Probably he or she is not working for money, but working for passion and growing the company together. Do you have such kind of experience? Do you feel that enables you to grow? What's the story?
Yes, sir. Like, you have brought out a very, you can say, important point. So initially, during our, you can say, first initial period, sir, we thought that, you can say customers were the most important thing. We thought of like funds were the most important thing, but later in this journey, we could make out that team is the most important thing. If you have the right team in place, you can achieve anything. There can be ups and downs, but yes, like if you have the right set of skills, mindset, and the team member, like you will always, you can say, you'll surely achieve it what you have, you can say, desired to achieve, sir, as a team. So like during this period, so we had many ups and downs, but yes, we can say that luckily enough, by God's grace, members who joined us during our earlier days, we were hardly 2-3, you can say, in team strength. Now we have grown to around 17. It's not that big, but yes, maintaining for a startup like us, maintaining a team of around 23 members is so you will be understanding, like it's good, sir, to have a team member, and we never call them as an employee. They all are contributing. I don't have some skill set that they are bringing in.
Right.
They might not be, you can say, they might not have joined us during the initial days, but yes, they're bringing that skill set that we require now. And because of their efforts, like sir, like we are speaking, we have got two, you can say, teams being deployed in Kashmir, and the other team being deployed in Manipur, sir, Imphal. The Manipur Imphal team is, you can say, deploying and demonstrating agriculture-based spray drones over there, and the Kashmir team is demonstrating some night surveillance drones. Now, as we speak, sir, they're giving trials. We are here because of their effort.
Of course, they are the pillar.
We always call them as team members, co-team members, sir. Like we never, you can say, term them as employees and all. In fact, we tell that we all are employee of this company, including the founders. We all are employees of this company, but we all are working as a team, sir. Like this is how we have tried to, you can say, maintain the environment and everything, sir, in our company.
Okay, tell me your secret sauce, in the sense when you probably go for a new business development. Who usually pitch, and how exactly you talk to your potential customer, or how do you approach people? Is there a specific networking that you get support from? Is there any reference that you usually get support from, or you do it directly?
Sir, like we operate in 3 different verticals. The first vertical that we operated was defense, and we have a specific reason why we targeted the defense market. One, because I had a background, I had my networks, I had my connections, I had my course mates who were commissioned and who were serving in, who are still serving in army. This was one main reason. The second reason was back in 2015, 2016, the drone law was not, you can say, implemented. Even back in 2014, Ministry of Civil Aviation made a blanket, you can say, restriction on the use of drones for civil market, and they were working on the draft rules. So like it was very hard to, you can say, penetrate or make the you can say to penetrate the, you can say, consumer or the enterprise market. So we thought of, you can say, targeting a defense market where rules doesn't, you can say, get implemented. They don't have any rules for implementing drones. One. Second, yes, if your product has got quality, they will procure it, pay you immediately. This is the best thing. The payment cycle in defense is, yes, there are some, you can say, tenders and all where you have to, there are some, you can say, procurement processes, or you can say procurement heads where you have to go through some tender process. And in some, based upon their financial power and all, they can procure directly. So that was 2 main reasons why we, you can say, went for the defense market. And the most important thing for defense, they will only believe when they see it.
True.
See it in real scenarios.
True.
So there were times where we operated with some of the elite formations in army, sir. I'm saying it in this public platform, sir. Sir, like we were deployed in some counterinsurgency operations inside Kashmir Valley, sir, where we voluntarily, you can say that yes, we'll be deploying our system, we'll be there in some safe location, we'll be flying and making our drone hover over the operational area so that we can give them first-hand input, and that input can be utilized by the formation force who are acting over there, who are taking that operation forward. And that strategy really helped us a lot.
Super.
Because,
Super.
because we were
Apart from Indian government and apart from India, are you working in some other country, any other project out of India, or it is restricted to India only?
presently, sir, we are, you can say, making our systems, you can say we are transforming our systems to international grade, but yes, we have not, you can say, thought of, you can say, going out of India, but we are concentrating on, you can say, capturing, means you can say, focusing on the Indian market. So the new drone rules were just released back in so August 25th, where they have opened up the entire market for us. You
Yes.
talk about railways, you talk about government departments, you talk about consumer, you talk about enterprise, mining, oil, pipeline, the entire market is open. You talk
Disaster
about,
management, everything.
yes, yes, yes. So like now when we talk about drone industry, now it's a drone startup can't say that we are working in the drone industry. He has to specifically say that I'm working in this vertical of drone industry. The drone industry has become that big that you, as a you can say, startup, you can't, you can say, cater to the entire drone industry. Like we are focused in surveillance and mapping and agri systems. These are the three vectors, or you can say three verticals, where we are concentrating on. So we are developing our products and making them, you can say, of industrial standards.
Super, super. I was actually in touch with a couple of different players in various other part of the world, and I can see the kind of development that's happening in the mainly in the drone industry. Of course, it's a massive growth and big opportunity with respect to agriculture, with respect to tagging, with respect to disaster management, whether it is mining, defense. Of course, defense is another vertical altogether. So, if I may ask you, you are now, I can say that you are a successful startup and you're making money, you are sustaining, and you have recruited around 23 people, and that's a big number. Kudos to you. As a
Thank
startup
you.
who started back in 2016, 2021, he's saying that he has got that many number of clients and that many number of employees. It's a big achievement, Biswajit, and you guys have done fabulous work. So a small question to you, mainly for the newcomers in the market who didn't started their journey yet, as of yet. What are the 5 mantras you want to give to the newcomers who want to start their venture into technology? And of course, when we talk about technology, drone falls under Industry 4.0, if I'm not wrong. So how do you suggest them? 5 points.
Sir, I'm still learning from gurus like you, sir. So I'll always search for mantras from gurus. But yes, from the experience that I have gained, sir, till date, I'm still learning every day, sir. Like, we all learn every day. So from the experience that I've gained, sir, like, yes, first thing is focus. Like, yes, there can be, like, if I'm talking with respect, means with the perception of drone industry, sir, if someone is, you can say, thinking of starting a drone business, then he has to first identify the exact problem statement that he wants to cater to. There can be 10, like if I say I'm a drone startup, then yes, I'm catering to the surveillance and mapping industry. Now there can be some client like who will come up and will say that yes, I need some drone for medicine delivery, pizza delivery, and everything. That might deviate you. Yes, I can see some money. You have started that business thinking that yes, you have already analyzed the market, correct? Yes, drone as a whole can be implemented in each and every industry, but yes, you need to have the first product that you have decided to build after doing a good amount of research, that yes, this product will cater to this many, you can say, industries, and it has got a you can say market size of so and so. Like you will be doing that research. So the first thing is focus on building the first product. Second thing that I will tell, that I've learned, sir, instead of, you can say, because everyone will love the product that they will build, everyone will love their own idea, even if, like, I too had that, you can say, notion. So like, initial days, whatever idea we used to pitch, sir, it was like, no, the judges are not able to understand our idea, but the judges have got the experience of 30, 25, 10, 15 years judging so many candidates, seeing so many business. So they are used to seeing such ideas. So they give you the best feedback. So listen to your mentors. Means like, it might happen that like your entire idea can be scrapped by your mentor, and he might ask you to rethink on what you have thought. So like, always be open to, you can say, criticisms, and you can say inputs. Build the product with client.
Right.
um, like we never had that you can say opportunity of, you can say, funds in our hand, components in our hand, and then we'll build. We made we imparted training, and then we used to impart training, and then like weekly we used to get 1 or 2 training sessions being scheduled for 1 or 2 colleges. So, and the period that we had, we used to work on designing those drones, fixed wing drones. We failed numerous times. Like by imparting one training, we used to make a profit of around 30-35,000, and with one crash we used to make a loss of around 23-24,000. So like, that was very disheartening. And when you are working on drones, the you can say you can take it as a entry barrier or as a limitation. Like, yes, if your systems don't fly properly during an R&D period, they tend to crash. It will crash, but you have to be strong enough to, you can say, bear that cost. Means like, you shouldn't think that like you have lost your money in those crash and all, but this will happen. You can add it up to your R&D cost. You have to always plan at least 150. It's like, if you have thought of investing 100 rupees, you have to keep at least 50 rupees for the additional expenses that you will incur while flight trials or crash and other things. So sir, like, I've added 4 points, and like, I'll request you to add the 5th point, sir, so that I can learn something.
Well, it's completely your experience. So if I am you, probably I would have taken another 5th point, which is not run for external investment, rather work on clients' money and build the company strong enough so that investors will actually fetch you. So that's
Yes.
probably my last point if I'm you, because that's what I firmly believe. And working with multiple separate companies worldwide, raising funds for them, helping them to grow, giving connections. Let me be very honest with you. Whenever people usually ask me regarding drones and probably talking about technologies related to drones, I used to refer your name. Till date, I do that.
Thank you,
Um,
sir.
in several business pitching sessions, a lot of people came with the same kind of similar kind of idea, and of course, a couple of them are probably from your company. Whenever I hear the name, I say that, okay, so this is the guy, these are the guys you actually work with. They used to say, yeah, you know them. I say, yeah, probably, yeah, we know each other. But yeah, what's your take? Why did you leave the company and started your venture? So a question to you, I'm sure that you face these in your life, that a lot of people, even I face that in my company. I mean, all of us face that. Um, Someone probably feel that, okay, fine, these guys are doing something and let me build a business plan out of this company and create my own empire. Fair enough, no problem. We welcome such kind of thoughts. We welcome people to start their own journey, which is probably replica of your company. So a question to you, Biswajit, whenever that situation comes in front of you, somebody probably wants to uh, replicate the business model of yours, maybe one of your ex-employee, what thought process goes in your mind and how do you tackle that?
Okay, sir. So I'll tell you, sir. First, sir, yes, we had that thing several times. The first thing, sir, till date, we don't have any, you can say, binding for anyone in our company. They're open. Like, even if someone, you can say, switches over to a other company, like it has happened many times. Like, our software team members got recruited by some Japanese drone company who has recently penetrated the Indian market. So like we don't have any, you can say, what do you say, the closing time, for no binding for like he has to stay for this many months and then he can switch over. It's no that he has to just complete his project that he's handling, and then he always join the other company. There has been instances that 4 5 members who got, you can say, placed in different companies have worked there for years, for a year or two, and again rejoined back in our company because of the environment that we tried to give them. One second thing, sir, uh, during the initial days, this is what, like when your team members get placed in other company, but there are some instances when your team member tend to start their own, you can say, startup. So I always had that thing, means like, it's whether it is good or bad, I was not aware of it. Like, of course, from our company's perspective, yes, this can harm in long time because they know all in and outs of our company, the secrets and all. Yes, we have got some, you can say, line with that we try to keep in. Ritesh said me one thing, like Google, you can say, Amazon, big companies always encourage their employees to start something. It's not harmful for a company, it's good for a company that the learnings that they have gained from us, if they can really implement it and if they can grow, then it's good. Means you are in the right path and they have taken the right learning. One second, you can stay, like you have to continuously upgrade yourself. Continuity is one thing. People can see the outer side, like, okay, this is a startup, they are having this kind of revenue, they have got investors on board. Yes, we might do better than them, but they don't know the hard times, or you can say the hard things that one has to face to keep these things on track. So what I think, if one starts a startup and if they have got the zeal, the inner strength to, you can say, take those hard things, and they can survive that period and they can continue, they should get the credit of starting a startup, sir.
Super. Not only that, actually, you know what happens, Biswajit, whenever you have someone who feels that, okay, they can leave the company, they can start the same similar kind of business, it actually increases the ecosystem. Not only that, I always tell others, your competitors, if you are creating your competitors, that is good. You're actually creating a market. And your competitors are good to talk about you because in their competitor analysis, they will put your name and probably your logo and making a statement that they don't have this, we have this. But in a way, they are giving your marketing as well to the people. So it's always good to encourage people to, such kind of activities inside a company. In Bengali, it's a kahavat, it's like a statement from my father. He always says that by this method, the water moves, otherwise the water becomes stable. Water means your business. If you have the same employee who is working with you, not upgrading their skill set in a continuous way, it's going to be probably a very difficult situation for a founder, because he is a founder or she is a founder, and
Yes.
he or she can't ask that fellow to just drop off and go because of a lot of affection and love. But sometimes in life, probably when you are running a large organization, people need to understand how to become a good CEO, and that's tough, really tough. When you're becoming a CEO, instead of a founder, you need to take a lot of calls, which is not very, I would say, close to heart. But they need to take that decision to sustain the company. So it's been a pleasure, it's been an honor to actually ask you to be here in the Riding Tiger talk show and sharing your journey, your thought process, and whatever you have achieved so far. Kudos to you, Biswajit and Ritesh.
Thank
Your
you.
journey is amazing, and we need more and more role model like you. And when I make a statement role model, I mean it. I have seen this entire ecosystem growing for last 23 years when probably Bengal didn't have the internet, and it was a luxury to have internet in those days in 1996 and 1997. And now in 2021, we are talking about hovercrafts, we are talking about drones, we are talking about 3D printing, we are talking about AI-powered cameras, we are talking about hands, which is robotic hands can do all the surgeries. We're talking about high-end games. We are talking about high-end VR activities. So it's a remarkable learning curve even for me. Whenever I see startups like you who come in the market and then eventually listen to us, idiots, and then try to follow that and then implement in such a way so that we feel proud and talk a lot about you, that this fellow was there in front of me in some point of time and talking something which is really remarkable, and look at them what they're doing at this moment. And that's the pleasure that at least I get whenever I talk about a startup who is doing good. And it's a pleasure. It's basically a mental satisfaction and an honor. Now I'll be asking you few questions, which is basically I call as rapid fire. So I'll be asking you 5 questions. Whatever comes in your mind, you can answer. Yeah.
Sure.
Super. Who is your superhero?
Sir, Sachin, sir.
Sachin Tendulkar.
Yes, sir.
What's
I
life
like,
for you?
sir, adventure,
Okay.
roller coaster ride.
And if I may ask you, what is love? What will be your answer? Who comes in your mind? Love.
Mom, dad.
Both.
Yes, mom, dad, my friends, my family members have been the strength for me, sir. The supporting thing.
Humbleness.
I'll say my grandmother. Like I've learned a lot how to, you can say humbly accept things. You can say be patient. Like she has been a real, you can say, tutor for me for the thing.
Super. And if I may ask you this question, why did you started your company? You already shared your life story, but if I ask this question to today's Biswajit, why did you started your company? What will be your answer?
Sir, I'll say it in a line, sir. Like if I would have been, you can say, working in some organization, I won't have got that opportunity to meet chief ministers, shake hands with them, take appreciations from army headquarters. Yes, like it's not that you will always get the taste of, you can say, winning, but you will be also getting the taste of, you can say, some, you can say, hard times also. But it has been, like I've already mentioned, I like adventures, and like it's always thrilling, sir. It has been a thrilling thing. Like getting some, you will start something from scratch, you'll build it from zero, and when end of the day, when you'll be, you can say, leaving this world, you'll see that yes, I've done something for the society, for my team members, that will go, you can say, continue its journey, and like you'll be satisfied after
You
all.
want to create your legacy, Biswajit.
Yes, at least I'll be satisfied with
Last question to you. What is success for you?
a peaceful sleep and satisfaction, sir.
Awesome, awesome, super, super. Biswajit, Ritesh, and the entire team, kudos to you. I wish you grow more and do more in life, and of course, give happiness to all the faces. And that's what is success. And yes, you are right. If you can sleep peacefully, that's what at least we should call as success, not the amount of money that we are earning or raising or becoming glorified about it. Thank you so much, Biswajit. It's been
Thank
a
you, sir.
pleasure.
Thanks for the opportunity,
We'll
sir.
talk soon and meet soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.